grad.
Sorry, I was a bit off. I apologize about the timing wise.
No worries. Reporting for access to education and employment for disabled post-secondary students and graduates, working across 3 strategic areas of the yeah, I apologize. I apologize. There's something wrong with my computer. At the last time I'm doing the needs overview.
Yes. All right, I will go over the project overview. I am going to start from the beginning. Should I start from the beginning, Chloe?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. The National Educational Association of Disabled Students, NEADS, is by and for cross-disability, cross-Canada charitable organization supporting full access to education and employment for disabled post-secondary students and graduates. Working across 3 strategic areas of debt reduction, experience in class and on campus, and employment. NEADS offers a variety of events, resources, reports, financial assistance programs, and opportunities for disabled students and graduates to improve opportunities in higher education and the labor market for disabled students. We collaborate with post-secondary stakeholders, other non-governmental organizations, employers, disability service providers, and community members. We provide ongoing advice to Employment and Social Development Canada and provincial and territorial governments, and work to promote government programs and services that support higher education for disabled students. The Virtual Access for All project is a 2-year project funded by Employment and Social Development Canada supports for student learning program. The Virtual Access for All project supports disabled students to successfully navigate the transition to post-secondary education. Since the beginning of the project in 2021, we have been connecting students with exciting mentoring opportunities and resources, offered webinars on various topics related to accessibility, expanded our National Student Award Program, and funded Accessibility Resistance Program. Disabled students often experience systemic barriers to education, which makes it more challenging for them to complete their studies and may cause them to graduate with more debt. Projects such as this one plays an important role in ensuring disabled students can successfully complete their studies and be part of an inclusive economic recovery for all individuals.
Thank you, Adela. Hi, everyone. My name is Chloe, and I'm born of the I am wearing a purple sweater, and behind me is a white wall and a black forget. I position myself as a white queer settler. This ultimately signifies that I benefit from research and researchers generated and disseminated by First Nations, Métis, and Inuit persons, Indigenous, disabled persons, as well as disability people. I am a research consultant with NEADS as well as a third-year doctoral student at Western University. Before diving into the dialogue, I want to make another note on access needs. We would be using slides to help with communication when I am speaking. The background of each slide is white with 3 small lines at the top. Each line is in a different shade of blue. The text is white when it is on a blue rectangle or black if it is directly on the white background. Elizabeth?
Yeah, thank you very much, Chloe. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Mohler. I use she, her, and al pronouns, and I am a white, visibly disabled person living with a visual disability. Today, I'm wearing a cream-colored blazer, a dark blue t-shirt, and a blue necklace. And behind me on my bookshelf, you might be able to see my triathlon medals displayed up there. I am also a research consultant with NEADS and have been since 2013. I'm also a doctoral candidate at Western University in the same school as Chloe in health and rehabilitation sciences. And my dissertation explores how discourses and practices within Ontario direct funding shape how individuals with disabilities take up Ontario direct funding and access direct funding. I'm very much looking forward to speaking with you a little bit later about accessing graduate education, and I'm going to pass it back over to my colleague Chloe. But before I do, if at any point during my section I'm speaking too quickly, just feel free to pop a note into the chat. So back over to you, Chloe.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We will be spending the next 20 minutes discussing the overall transition that occurs when disabled students prepare to begin their undergraduate studies, and then the potential journey that takes place during the following year. It is key to note here that transition periods are very complex and individualized, and thus unfold in multiple ways. The components I will be sharing throughout this workshop So derive from my experience learning of accessibility, disability, and intersectionality. I would also suggest tangible action items that could be done in preparation to undergraduate studies. The first section of this workshop will delve into the following points: my learned knowledge and lived experiences navigating self-advocacy within the classroom and beyond, negotiating time for self-care amidst self-advocacy, engaging with disabled student groups, and funding community, and finally suggesting actionable items. Before stepping into content, I would like to pose a first question. There is no obligation to participate for folks who wish to provide an answer. Please feel free to send a written response or raise your video and unmute your mic to voice your response out loud. My first question: if you are a post-secondary student, what is one aspect of either course learning or student life you wish you had known when entering undergraduate studies, or if you are a future post-secondary student, what is a component of the undergraduate experience you wish was more discussed in preparation for your transition to college and or university? Vrai, would reading the comments a lot?
I'm not seeing any comments yet in the chat.
Oh, I am.
I see two here. Do you want me
Oh,
to
here we
read?
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I am seeing them. Well, Elizabeth said the importance of asking for help and that accommodations are not extras. And then Mina said, wish I had known how university education can be customized to fit the needs of an individual.
Thank you, Rosalie. Those are very great points. that we will address in this workshop. I thought it might be interesting to start by providing an overview of my own journey into post-secondary education. I always feel most validated when knowing that I am not alone in encountering experiences, especially within the realm of academic equality. I grew up in a town which is closest to the university in Ottawa. In the months leading up to the submission of applications to colleges and universities, I was very conscious of the fact that I did not want to pursue undergraduate studies in Ottawa. I also knew, however, that I was not ready to live more than a few hours away from my family members and their continuous support. I got applied to Life City, the Fresh College in Ottawa, because I knew there would be a stepping stone to my overarching academic goals. I was not aware how influencing my time spent at Life City would later become. As I look back now, my college is were invisible in my growth as a student and a disabled individual. In college, I acquired some learnings and developed some tools that help me gain a better understanding of how to meet my needs as a disabled person while striving to meet the various demands imposed upon students. I already had that knowledge and those tools with once the time came to be transferred into the university setting and allowed for a smooth transition between high school and undergraduate studies. The reality is that despite not remaining in the same field as my college studies, I would not have found my way into academia without them. One journey to both secondary education is so very individualized, and there are ample ways to reach the end goal, whether that be through graduation or another means of measurement. It is important to recognize that both secondary education is not linear. In my experience, this learning has been key to confront both academic ableism and internalized ableism. For me, the term academic expectation does not only encompass the amount of work from student required, but the academy, but also the level of productivity required by disabled students to equate the amount of work achieved by the non-disabled peer. In my last 2 years of undergraduate studies, I exchanged my sleep for more work hours, which in short was a toxic mentality that I worked through was in graduate school. I would readily compromise both my physical and mental health simply to meet productivity expectations that were previously conceived without taking account the diverse learning needs and desires within one group of students. I am not saying that meeting expectations should not be prioritized at times, but such expectations must be created with attainability and reasonability at the forefront, so that levels of productivity become individualized instead of remaining generalized. Upon arriving in a post-secondary institution, the onus of ensuring that students are meeting academic expectations is removed from the authority of decision makers and policy makers and is readily imposed upon students themselves. This means that disabled students are assigned with additional labor of transforming classroom and experiential learning into spaces where they can actively and meaningfully engage with often occurs through the means of self-advocacy. I do not want to spend too much time on this as NEADS will be facilitating our workshop about self-advocacy in September. I cannot, however, discuss the transition to post-secondary education without highlighting the importance of self-advocacy. Self-advocacy is a prominent component of the overall undergraduate experience, and unfortunately an aspect that I was not ready for as I began my first year. As we enter into this discussion, I would like to pose another question. How do you define self-advocacy? I will give folks a few moments before moving on. Thank you, Elizabeth. Do you want to read your comment?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. So for me, self-advocacy is the ability to articulate clearly what your learning needs are and to be able to understand what works best for you in your learning spaces.
Thank you for that. In my opinion, self-advocacy is at the forefront of most decision-making processes in all components of post-secondary education. But self-advocacy is not always a tool that is learned by all students in high school. As faculty to scholars such as self-advocacy must be embedded within our school curriculum. That advocacy lies within the premise that individuals know their needs best and must often force them to meaningfully engage within a society that is not constructed for their participation. In the context of both secondary education, self-advocacy is practiced by disabled students whose needs are not met by the institution, which includes but it's not limited to classroom learning and the array of student services that exist on each campus. While self-advocacy can be empowering, it can also be draining, especially when disabled students must constantly advocate to be urged in an institution that is overall not constructed for their participation. This brings me to my next point, that of community. I had great support from my friends who I met throughout my undergraduate studies. They were friends. These friends were definitely part of my self-care practices. As I reflect on my undergraduate experiences, however, I recognize that one of the components mentioned revolves around finding community among other disabled folks. It was not until I reached graduate school that I began to unpack the importance of community within my own life and truly understand the definition of community in the context of disability identity. Disabled student groups are located on many campuses. Through my academic and community-based work, I have witnessed so many amazing initiatives derive from the growth, not only intangible for academic growth, but also for personal growth and identity development. If you would like to learn more about disabled student growth, please feel free to reach out to Colleague Box or Communication and Partnership Director. We are nearing the end of my section, and I am very excited to turn it over to my colleague Elizabeth. But before we do, I want to leave you with a few examples of things someone may consider doing as the transition to undergraduate studies from I figured I would not read them all because of time constraints, but please email me and I would be happy to send you this slide. Thank you. Over to you, Elizabeth.
Great. Thank you so much, Chloe. That was wonderful. And so many of the points that you spoke about, I'm going to be picking up on in my section. So thank you very much. My name is Elizabeth Mohler, and I have worked with NEADS. I'm a researcher here at NEADS, and I've worked with NEADS for almost 10 years on different projects related to post-secondary education, inclusive employment, and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. So today, I thought we'd talk about the transition from undergraduate to graduate school. During our time together, I'd like to share information about the following topics. So here's what I thought we would talk about today. How to choose a graduate program that is right for you, reaching out to supervisors and discussing access needs prior to applying. And just to note that some schools will refer to a person that supervises you as a supervisor. Others may refer to this individual as an advisor, so not to be confused there. Applying to programs and requesting accommodations during the application process. Congrats, you're in. Now what? The hidden curriculum. And I thought we'd end off by talking about accommodations in graduate school. So choosing a graduate program, let's start there. There are several considerations that you want to think about when you're choosing a graduate program. You want to think about what interests you have, what you're naturally good at, and this might be a specific subject area or a more general area. So maybe something related to, for example, working with people. Maybe it's not a specific subject, but you're like, oh, I really like working with people. I've always been really good at that. I want to pursue a career in that kind of industry. So you can look on the graduate and postdoctoral website of most institutions to see what program offerings are available and what the application requirements are. You might also want to look at what funding packages have for these programs and whether you're going to be expected to apply to external funding. And the reason I say that is some programs as part of your acceptance, once you get accepted, they ask you to apply to external funding. So that could be Tri-Council funding. You don't necessarily have to get a Tri-Council award, but they do expect you to at least apply and show that you're trying to build those skills. So that's something to be mindful of when you're looking at those programs. From an access lens, you might want to consider looking about the Accessible Learning Center or Disability Services to determine what specific supports are provided to graduate students with disabilities. Knowing the deadlines for programs and what documentation is required is very important. You also might want to consider whether you need to submit a letter of good standing if you have experienced difficulty with your grades due to inappropriate or insufficient or lack of accommodations being provided during your undergraduate. Check to see if your institution that you're applying to actually permits such a letter. If you are using assistive technology, you might want to look at the application form and make sure that it's accessible. And if not, contact the graduate program chair to request an alternative format. So just some things to think about there. Giving yourself lots of time is really important because it may take them some additional time to convert the application into a format that you can use. So all really important. I just want to go back to the letter of good standing in case people aren't familiar with that term. That really just refers to a letter that somebody can write on your behalf to explain that you have had some barriers to your education. That's why perhaps there might be a little bit of a discrepancy in your grades, but that you've done some additional work to try and improve that. Some schools require that from a reference, and some schools will allow you to write it. So in case people aren't familiar with that term, I just wanted to provide some context there. So let's move on. Reaching out to supervisors. We've thought about where we're going to apply. We say, okay, I'm applying to Western. I really like purple. Just kidding. But now we're going to talk about reaching out to some supervisors. So there's several important considerations when reaching out to potential supervisors. First, and this is really important, it's okay if a supervisor says no or rejects you. That's okay. So a supervisor might not be able to move forward with an application. It's not necessarily a reflection of your work. It might be that they have a full lab and they don't want to take on another student that they can't supervise. Right? It might be that they are approaching retirement and they don't want to leave you stranded. Believe me, not a good thing. Never happened to me, but it's happened to a lot of my colleagues. PhDs are generally between 4 and 6 years. So if a supervisor says no, it could be that they're going to retire in a couple of years and they don't want to take on another student at the moment. It might just be your work's not a fit for their lab, and that's okay. In that case, you can always just ask, do you have a colleague that I can reach out to? I always suggest having a conversation about expectations of the supervisor and of yourself as the trainee. If you're someone that needs to meet frequently to stay on task, for example, ask the potential advisor or supervisor how often they meet with students. Very important. Ask your students what their feedback turnaround time is. So for example, feedback turnaround time refers to time that you will send a document or a piece of work to your supervisor and they'll look at it, give you some comments and send it back. I asked my supervisor right up front. She's told me 2 weeks. I said, that's reasonable. You want to make sure that you have those expectations very clear. You might find your working styles fit or not, and that's okay. Find out if your potential supervisor has funding in the form of RA or research assistantships, or if you'll be expected to provide your own funding there. Disclosing your need for accommodation is up to you, but if you think that you're going to need financial support from your supervisor to support accommodations, you might want to ask if they have funding available for this support. So for example, I told my supervisor that I was going to need assistance traveling to conferences and reading printed materials and perhaps even navigating inaccessible spaces on campus. So we talked about this, and my supervisor, in my case, was able to provide that funding and she could commit to that financial support. But it was a discussion back and forth. What would that look like? How much funding do you think that person would need to be given? Would you hire this person? Would this be someone from our lab? Those are all conversations that you want to have up front. In our case, we decided to go with somebody from our lab that I knew. So applying to programs. So as I noted, it's really important to research program requirements and what the application process is and whether it's accessible. If you've experienced academic challenges, you want to really think about how to negotiate the reference letter stage. That's very important. Most graduate programs will have probably between 2 to 3 references. It could be a community reference, it could be an academic reference, but you want to think about that. You know, Some schools have some schools actually have a section on their application where you can talk about factors that may have impact your grades. Some schools will actually give you flexibility in terms of who you can ask to be your reference. So you can ask a community member that you've worked with in a volunteer role, for example, or you can ask an employer. Some schools are more particular. Western really did require a couple of academic references. So that's challenging if you've been out of school for a while and you may not have academic references that are current. It's very important to communicate to your references whether they can mention your disability, specifically as it might pertain to advocacy work that you've done. So for example, one of my graduate school references spoke about my disability in relation to the mentorship work that I've done with other disabilities. She also, other students with disabilities. She also spoke quite a bit to my self-advocacy work and my advocacy initiatives on campus. But you really need to make sure that you're comfortable with that and that your reference knows you're comfortable and that your reference is comfortable with that. So really just going through with your reference, what I always do with references is I provide a bulleted list of things that I'm hoping they'll cover. So I could say things in that like I've completed these projects on campus related to advocacy, or I've been involved with NEADS and here's the work I've done. Some references, don't be alarmed, will ask you to write your reference letter and then they'll read it over and provide their input. Other people will write a reference letter for you. So if you're asked, I know it threw me off the first time. It's not unsurprising. Faculty especially are busy. So just be aware that that can happen. So congrats, you're in. Now what? You've got those references, you've got that acceptance, you've done your happy dance, you're in. If you feel that you are going to need accommodations, it's important to register as soon as possible with the Office for Students with Disabilities. You also might want to speak with your supervisor to discuss any accommodations that they can support because you're going to be working very closely with them. Most grad programs have courses that are required, even in thesis-based programs that you take in your first term. If you need a reduced course load, be sure to check whether there are courses that build on one another so that you are sure you're taking courses in sequence. In addition to coursework, many programs have milestones that you need to complete. So these could be seminars or workshops, or these could involve completing your thesis proposal. You want to find out to see if these milestones have specific time requirements. And if they do, you might want to discuss with your supervisor any additional time that you need and what that's going to look like. So for example, in my program, the comprehensive exam has to be completed within 5 months for doctoral students. So knowing this, I asked for additional time as I had to access materials from the library that would require transcription into alternative formats. It can feel overwhelming navigating a new system, finding student clubs, focusing on advocacy. And so it's really important to think about community and connection, like Chloe said, which can allow you to develop leadership skills on campus. I want to stress that student clubs and student governments are a great way to do this. I also just want to note that in terms of, coursework, a lot of the times in graduate courses, there's smaller courses, so you're not dealing with exams, and perhaps if you are, there are sort of take-home exams. So we'll get to this, but just to note that some of your accommodations that you used in undergrad may no longer be applicable. So just to kind of think about that as you're going through your coursework. And a milestone doesn't happen in every program. So milestones can be things, like I said, like a thesis proposal or a comprehensive exam or a qualifying exam. So if I'm saying things today that haven't resonated with you when you've applied to graduate school, don't worry, every program is different. I just want to stress that. But these are just some things to generally keep in mind. So kind of moving on, I want to talk about the hidden curriculum, and I'll just ask you to pop in the chat. Has anybody heard of the hidden curriculum? Is that a term that people know about? Maybe you've heard it, but you don't know what it is. You can just pop into the chat, yes or no, if you're comfortable. So what is the hidden curriculum? It refers to the values, behaviors, and norms that you are expected to have within the school or know within the school. And you're kind of expected to intuitively know or pick them up. So an expectation within the hidden curriculum is to develop and cultivate relationships with staff and faculty and other students. And in graduate school specifically, engage in formal and informal mentorship. Students with disabilities experience a lot of distinct challenges that students with disabilities do not experience, such as navigating inaccessible spaces on campus, looking for and sourcing alternative format materials, working around platforms and formats that are not always accessible, and of course, just the epistemic labor of explaining and educating about your disability. Balancing this additional labor can make it more difficult to feel connected on campus. Further, some graduate students with disabilities are returning to a post-secondary environment after several years away, and we may need to learn and relearn these expectations. In order to gain access to the hidden curriculum, graduate students with disabilities can and do benefit from relationships with institutional agents, and services and supports on campus. To successfully navigate the hidden curriculum, students with disabilities first must recognize its existence. This involves understanding that success in graduate school extends beyond academic achievements and includes networking and interpersonal skills and adapting to the unwritten rules of their academic field. So for example, an unwritten rule in my academic field is that you're expected to go to conferences. Nobody will outright tell you that, but you'll get a lot of conference emails in your inbox. Your supervisor might mention conferences to you. There might be conferences that are very popular in your program. So one of the unwritten rules is actually, applying for and attending those conferences. And that's really important to build your CV. Mentors and advisors and student-led disability organizations on campus can offer valuable guidance in deciphering these nuances. Effective communication is another vital aspect, and Chloe talked about self-advocacy earlier. Self-advocacy becomes vital for students with disabilities as they may require accommodations to create an equitable learning environment. Open and transparent discussions with professors and peers and administrators can help bridge the gap between our needs and the institution's resources. Building a strong support network, and Chloe talked about this earlier, can significantly aid in navigating the hidden curriculum. Connecting with peers who share similar experiences can provide a safe space to exchange strategies, share resources, and gain insights into the hidden curriculum and the dynamics of graduate school. Moreover, seeking guidance from alumni who have successfully navigated your program and who may have disabilities can offer invaluable, helpful advice. So we've talked a little bit about the hidden curriculum, but I also want to talk about aspects of the hidden curriculum that are related to disability and self-advocacy. As we've discussed, there are many aspects to self-managing your disability and your accommodation needs while at graduate school. If, like me, you've been in the workforce for a long time and you're returning to school, knowing what to access and where to find it may not be as intuitive as you might think. So I want to just kind of take us through a little bit of a talk around accommodations in graduate school. When I transitioned to being a master's student, I didn't actually find the transition, as easy as I thought. And that was because a lot of the accommodations I used in undergrad were no longer applicable in graduate school, and they weren't necessary. Largely because my program only required students to take 4 courses before proceeding with self-directed work. This means like the accommodations I had in undergraduate, like for example, extra time on exams, note-taking, etc., did not meet my needs. I really needed to consider what the expectations of my program were and what my supervisor's expectations were. And, thinking about what expectations were and then what accommodations could support those expectations. So one expectation in my program is for graduate students to take on a TA-ship in order to secure funding. I met with my department chair and I wanted to learn a little bit more about the tasks that a TA would be required to take on. Together, we discussed potential barriers to completing these tasks, and we came up with potential solutions. I had identified that highly visual tasks like proctoring, Scantron, and supervising exams, but that I felt comfortable leading seminars and small group discussions and providing feedback to students. So together, we came up with a plan where she reached out to potential faculty that I might be able to TA for to explain that I was interested in a TA-ship. Luckily, one of the faculty members to whom she reached out wrote back and said that she would love to have me as a TA. I've now been a teaching assistant in that course for 3 years, and I've really learned to develop and cultivate leadership skills and grow as an educator and as a mentor to students. I think really what this experience has taught me is a couple of things. Sometimes you have to be creative when it comes to accommodations, and you have to think a little bit outside the box. So I couldn't just rely on sort of the standard list of accommodations from undergrad. I had to think about what the specific task was and how I was going to get it done. It also taught me the importance of building partnerships, not just with my supervisor, but with my department chair, and ultimately now the instructor for whom I TA. I think resilience is important. Sometimes trying something and knowing that it doesn't work is okay, and building on that and being able to say, okay, what didn't work? And how can we fix it for next time? And so I want to sort of leave us there. I want to now open it up to questions and comments. I see that there are a couple in the chat, and I want to hear from you. You know, what are your thoughts? Is there anything that I talked about that wasn't clear that you'd like me to go back and review, or anything from Chloe's section? So I'll open it up.
Hello, my name is Helen.
Helen.
So, for just a bit of a clarification, so when you're talking about a letter of academic standing and how it could be difficult for, getting into graduate school because of like previous grades from undergrad, I was wondering, like, what kind of person exactly would be a good person to get you that letter? Would it be like a doctor, or would it be like a professor that you might have gotten acquainted with in undergrad?
Yeah, those are great questions. So I think for the letter of good standing, I can only speak to the experiences I've had. So there's sort of 2 ways to go about it. It's a letter that you can sort of write explaining that perhaps your grades initially weren't very good, and here's why. And now there's been an improvement in your grades because you have the accommodations in place that you need. It also could be probably not from a doctor, but certainly a faculty member that's worked with you, maybe seen your progress and recognizes some of the challenges that you've experienced. Where your doctor would come in, though, would be that for many institutions, you are required, if you register with Accessible Learning, Accessible Education, or the Office for Students with Disabilities, the name can differ depending on the school. So, I'm throwing a couple out there that I'm familiar with. They often require, in order for you to register, a letter from a medical professional. My understanding from my own experience is that it can be a doctor, but also an occupational therapist that's worked with you. So that's where that letter from your doctor would come in, is when you're doing that registration with Accessible Education.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Mohammed, I see you've got your hand up, so feel free to unmute.
Hi, I've heard that sometimes students can get a strong referral from a particular prof, and that would be a way of getting into graduate school, but I'm not sure if that's true.
Yeah,
So
actually, you brought up a point that I didn't touch on, and it was tricky because I could talk all day about this, but we only have so much time. And that is that in some programs, you are required, when you're applying, to identify a supervisor. So for example, in my program, your application is considered incomplete if you don't have a supervisor that's agreed to work with you. The pro to that is that when you get into your program, you've got someone lined up, you're not doing that sort of legwork of trying to find a thesis advisor. The con is that sometimes you'll get into a program, you'll do your coursework and go, oh my gosh, I thought I wanted to research attendant care, but now I'm really excited about researching, I don't know, transitions to adult services for children with disabilities. So the challenge is if you have a supervisor already and your research interests no longer align, then you've got to sort of make that switch, and that can be a bit awkward. So I think in terms of what you're saying, a supervisor's weight, depending on the program, can certainly impact your ability to get in. Certainly reference letters from professors are helpful and in some programs necessary. The other thing I will say about supervisors is make sure that you actually approach your supervisor and have a conversation prior to putting their name down. I know that my thesis advisor often has shared that people will put her name down and then she'll get this application and she'll go, I've never met with this person. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of pick up on those points based on your question, Mohammed.
We have a question or a comment rather in the chat from Mina.
Yes.
Mina says, something I hear often from students is that they have periods of exhaustion where they want to give up on self-advocacy. And I think Chloe talked a little bit about this in her remarks at the beginning.
Mhm.
Example, need to ask for an extension, but just too mentally, physically drained, or have past negative experience with asking for accommodation, then it impacts their confidence in the future. Any tips on navigating this?
Yeah, I think in terms of asking for an extension, I think part of that might be, and I used a word which perhaps is not familiar to everybody in my talk. So I think sometimes the epistemic labor, so the work of teaching everybody about disability and educating them on our access needs, is why sometimes we feel exhausted and we don't want to perhaps ask for that extension, because we're going to have to explain again what an alternative format is and why I don't have my books yet. And so it just gets to be too exhausting and overwhelming. I think it's really important, if you think you're going to need extra time or extensions, or maybe that's something that's worked for you in high school, to try to set those up if you can in your accommodation letter, which is basically a letter that you'll get from your services for students with disabilities that outlines what your accommodations are. Your professor doesn't ever know your disability, but they do get a letter sort of explaining what accommodations you might have in place. And that way it can't be refuted. If it's in there as an accommodation, then it isn't supposed to be refuted. But yes, it does happen. And that would be my tip around just trying to proactively, okay, I think I might need an extension this term, so I'm going to get that in that letter now. Another trick that I've used for myself, because graduate school is a little bit different, is I put due dates in a week before they're actually due into my calendar. And so I can sort of give myself an extension. So if it's due on the 15th, I put it in due on the 8th. And then I'm working towards that deadline of the 8th, knowing I can give myself some breathing room. So a little bit of a self-management tip there.
You have another comment in the chat right now from
Oh, Chloe would like to weigh in. I apologize. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off, Chloe.
If I can add a brief comment, I know in my experience, I was very drained near the end of my undergraduate studies, and my friends would often advocate on my behalf to my prof. I know that this is not always possible, but I cannot stress enough how much community is important.
great, good point.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And just, to pick up on that point, because I think it's a really important one, that sort of this idea of collective advocacy. So it sounds like, in your case, Chloe, people really believed in the importance of the issue that you were advocating for, and so kind of came together over whatever the specific issue was. And so you can sort of do that informally, like your example with your friends, or like as student leaders on campus, we can also engage in collective advocacy. So maybe, for example, we don't like the fact that, or we're not about liking, it's not right that, for example, none of the water fountains are accessible. So as a collective group, we come together, we say, well, how can we make sure that there are spaces for people who need to access water on campus to do that, who might not be able to access the fountains. So I think thinking about what you said, it just reminded me of that idea of collective advocacy.
I'm going to can I read the next comment?
Yes, go ahead, sorry.
From Maven. I'm going to be applying to graduate school this year, so this helped a lot. I'm wondering how to communicate professionally that expectations are harder for you because of your disabilities. Like, for example, self-led independent work. And as an extension, if students don't ask for accommodations earlier on, how should they, in quotation marks, backtrack and ask for the support? Thank you both.
Yeah, Chloe, do you want to start? Because I feel like, I want to make sure that you get a chance to be in the driver's seat answering some questions. Do you want to start and then I can pick up?
Thank you. Yes, so as Elizabeth mentioned, it's very important to select your supervisor after speaking with them. I met with a few and I spoke about accommodation and advocacy, and in all honesty, my supervisor is currently one of my biggest advocates in graduate schools. And to answer your second question, I never think, sorry, I don't think it's ever too late to ask for support and accommodation, and your supervisor can help you with that. It's very challenging because before entering graduate school, you may not be aware of what to expect. So it might take a few weeks or a few months to reflect and consider what type of accommodations you could need. Elizabeth, do you want to continue?
Yeah, I think you've touched on a lot of really good points. I think if you're somebody that maybe thought you wouldn't need an accommodation, and then you're deciding or figuring out that perhaps something isn't quite working, again, just getting as early as you can, having those conversations with your supervisor, and then figuring out if there's a way to either, depending on if it's a course, maybe drop the course and retake in the following term. If it's a comprehensive exam, asking if it's possible to add in some additional time. I think sometimes where the problem can occur is if a student has not asked for an accommodation and then unfortunately gets a grade or a result that isn't sort of what they were hoping, and then needs to sort of backpedal and say, well, actually, I think I needed an accommodation. And in those cases, it does become tricky because, it's hard to sort of measure that and evaluate that. So I think the key is just to keep lots of documentation with your accessible learning counselor and your supervisor. And as soon as you're kind of feeling like something's not working, there's no shame or embarrassment to kind of seek out those supports. Imposter syndrome is real. We all have it. And especially as students with disabilities, it's easy for us to think about all of these things as extras, and they're not. So we really want to be mindful of that little niggly imposter syndrome in the back of our minds. But that's a whole other topic. But just to kind of say that it does get complex if a course or a milestone is over. So trying to just address right up front, like Chloe said, I think is really important. Yeah, I think Frank's question about is it worthwhile to connect with folks who work in the Graduate Studies Association? Absolutely. So, there's two things that you might want to connect with. Well, there's more than two, but to Frank's point, the student union on your campus, there's usually a graduate student union. They might administer your health plan or your bus pass, but they also do a lot of great advocacy and equity work. So connecting with them, but then also your School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. connecting with folks there if there's a problem. If there is a conflict with your supervisor, that's where you might want to connect with either a department chair or a School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies to talk about the conflict and the best way forward. This hasn't happened to me, but I do know of other people who have had to switch supervisors, and sometimes it's just not a fit, and that's okay. But it's good to get some coaching on the best way to do that.
Thank you. Sorry, if I can
Yes, please.
say we only have a few minutes left, so I would like to thank everyone for coming this evening, and to everyone who is watching the recording on YouTube. If you have any feedback or questions, please do not hesitate to contact Elizabeth and I. We love hearing from our members, and you can also visit our various social media platforms or websites. Elizabeth, do you want to add anything?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming on a summer evening in the sort of last 2 weeks of summer, but we really wanted to have this important conversation, and we're happy to stay for a few minutes if people just want to chat or have other questions. And you also can reach out to myself or Chloe via email through our NEADS email, and we're happy to chat through anything one-on-one that you might not have wanted to bring up in the group. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, and then you can start the recording. Thanks.